Hello, we're back with a video with finding the length of a missing side using the Pythagoras theorem. Before we start, the Pythagoras theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and b are the shorter two sides. So in this triangle, for example, 8.4 and 4.9 are a and b. It doesn't matter which one's which. And the longest side is c. So in this case, it would be x. The longest side is across from the right-angled triangle, okay? Now, sometimes we're asked for a missing hypotenuse, which is the longest side, and other times we're asked for a missing leg. For example, in this one, we're asked for a missing side or a missing leg. So, in order to do that, we have to rearrange our formula. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, take away a squared on both sides. Okay, and then if we rearrange our formula, we have b squared equals c squared minus a squared. So if we need a missing hypotenuse, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If we need a missing side, it's b squared equals c squared minus a squared. Okay, so let's have a look at this first one where we have a missing hypotenuse. We use a squared plus b squared equals c squared because the longest side is missing, the hypotenuse is missing. So we substitute in our values. 7 and 5 are going to be a and b. It doesn't matter which way they are. In this case, it's 5 squared plus 7 squared equals x squared because x is our missing side. We do the math. 25 plus 49 equals x squared. Add them together. 74 equals x squared. Now here, we have to do the inverse of squaring. The opposite of squaring is taking the square root. So we have to actually take the square root of 74. Lastly, we get an answer. Okay, this is a number that goes on forever. There's no end in sight, so we can round. It asks us to round to 1 decimal place in the question. So we round it to 1 decimal place. Okay? And there's the answer. The other one is when we have a missing leg or side. Okay? We have the hypotenuse. We're going to do this one here, and we need a missing leg. Let's have a look at that one. We rearranged the formula first, but we did that already. So we rearrange to get b squared equals c squared minus a squared. And we do the same process as before. But we have to keep in mind that that c has to be the longest side. So that c has to be 9.5. And a can be the other side. Okay. So now again, this is probably a calculator question. We're going to subtract 90.25 minus 23.04 when we square those numbers. I've got it twice here. And we end up with b squared equals 67.21. And again, from here, the inverse operation is now taking the square root of both sides. So we get b equals the square root of 67.21, which is 8.198, and in the question it asks you to round to 1 decimal place, and that is 8.2. Okay? So that's how you find a missing leg. You guys can pause the video and try these if you like. And there are all the answers. Okay? We'll see you next time.